WIIFTBPM. WIIFTBPM.
When you need vibrant, colorful gear that offers high-performance material that keeps you cool, call Agent Huff Custom Gear. Let us take your expressions and create something new for your everyday wear, your bedroom or bath. For all your needs, we offer custom sublimation, silkscreen, vinyl, and embroidery. You can reach us on all things social at Superhero Huff. www.superherohuff.com or 630-476-9191.
Are you curious to explore the intellectual currents that channel our thoughts and frame our reality? Have you ever meditated for relaxation and accidentally discovered the universe in the process? These matters and many more you may never have even thought of will be yours to explore as you come with me into Muwakil's world. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
The neighbor who was directly behind us had a real problem coming outside seeing my white mother and my black father.
We got us the gun line.
This dude built an 8-foot fence, more like 10 foot.
So they put up the Huck Finn joint.
Exactly. That shit looked like a castle. You know, my dad, he's a big guy, football player guy. My dad guy who walks over there.
Old school
and then
black.
he's like, yo, I don't appreciate these apples in my yard. He's like, motherfucker, we don't even have an apple tree. These are your apples.
You like apples?
Your kids are throwing apples over here. Okay, there's that little space, but there's still a fence. So they're right there looking at each other.
Tell them about the gun line, boss.
And I said something like, yeah, Dad. And that dude said, shut up, you little monkey. Leroy stuck his hand over the fence. You're gonna die, clown! Grabbed dude by the neck.
Run.
And proceeded to pull him halfway over this fence. Like, finish him. Mrs. Wheeler comes running out. Oh, Leroy, don't do that. It's not worth it. Blah, blah, blah. My dad was getting ready to kill this dude. And within 6 months, that guy moved away.
Don't cross the gun line, boss.
Right, the gun line, boss.
Chicago Famous, 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. People in Illinois have been crying out for justice, equality, and fairness from their government for years. And it keeps getting worse. Unfair taxes, laws that unjustly imprison nonviolent offenders. The rich get richer, and the everyday people suffer. It's time for a change, and with your help, I'm here to do it. I'm asking for your support as I run for U.S. Senator in 2020.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
What's up, good people? This is Herb Howard, one half of I Said What I Said. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. right here on What's in It for the Black People Media. It is intellectual thuggery at its finest. The Blackest Conversation, Herb Howard, Tucson Warner, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on What's in It for the Black People Media, 1 to 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I'm running for U.S. Senator for the state of Illinois. I will never give up on inclusion and equality, prison reform, reduced property taxes, and economic opportunity for all. I want to get to know your neighborhood and the problem that you face every day. And I want to serve every man, woman, and child in the state of Illinois. A vote for me is a vote for you.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
WIIFTBPM.
Calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, but not because I side. It's the
hear that, it's time to rock with the bigs. You're on the soil. I'm one half of the illest sports media team in Chicago. I'm your man T.
And they are, hey man, go ahead, finish it off, man.
He needs no introduction. You know the man sitting next to me, the one and only Eugene McIntosh, coming to you live from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios. Happy Thursday, family. Thanks for tuning in. We got a fun show for y'all today.
You got it right.
I'm on
today,
point,
huh?
man. I just had to knock off the cobwebs earlier this week, but I'm back on point with it. I'm feeling good today, man. Looking forward to a good Thursday. The White Sox to clinch a division title. Bears football coming up on Sunday. We got some cool news to share with y'all as far as that goes. And the bigs are forever in the building. You know what it is.
Hey, man, you know, like Cousin 2 says, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. Peace and blessings to everybody out there that's on the soil rocking with the bigs on this beautiful Thursday afternoon, man. It's always a pleasure to get in here with the What's in It for the Black People Media family and represent, man. Shout out to Mays Jackson for providing a platform for the brothers to get one off. Shout out to the illest producer in the business, Esco behind the boards.
Hey.
And shout out to us, the illest sports media outlet, not just in Chicago, but all over, man, all over. And shout out to, most importantly, the illest sports media family in all the sports media. That's y'all, man. If you're watching on Mays Jackson's Facebook page, if you're watching on the YouTube page, however you got to tune into this content, we appreciate everybody out there that continues to rock with the brothers, man.
Absolutely. Like it, share it, tell a friend about it, get those stars ready to drop on us. Gino, how we getting the party started today?
Man, I like to get random joints off. Pause. But I like to get random things off, before we get down to the nitty gritty and kick off this sports talk, man. Couple things, man. I saw Kanye West, our boy Yayo, back at it.
Back at it yesterday. I did see that.
And it was interesting, to see how fed up he is with the record industry, with the music industry.
Fool has had it up to here. He dropped his whole Universal contract.
He dropped the whole
page by page.
Page by page, man. And anybody that's been a part of any type of business, I mean, a lot of those contracts basically have the same fluff in it. It's a bunch of fluff. They just put a bunch of words in it that you will have to look in the dictionary and probably have to look in another dictionary just to see what the words really mean. But you can really just think for yourself. But I mean, Q-Tip said it way back in the early 90s, man. Record industry rule number 4080. The record industry people are shady.
Come on.
And it's just...
You're actually the first person I thought about when I saw those contracts being posted by Yeezy, because I remember you showing me your contract when you and McLuder were out there doing biz, man. And that was the first time I actually got to, lay my eyes on something, official music contract. So it looked familiar, but man, he got a song called New Slaves, and I love Ye. You know what I mean? I'm rocking with Ye, but damn, he's looking like a new slave with some of those stipulations in that contract, G.
Well, he ain't the only one, man. That's basic. That's music industry contract 101. Like, it's all the same. And I saw, I was reading through all the comments. You go on social media, Twitter, Facebook, all the little social media outlets. And I'm just reading the comments from people that have no idea what's going on. It's like,
most of the comments, I'm sure, was
man,
like
the lawyers don't negotiate. It's like, no, the lawyers are really working with the record label. Come on, guys. You got to sit back and just take time out and think for a second. Just think. Like,
you know what I thought was interesting? Some of the artists that Kanye signed coming out and saying, "But what about that full piece of contract you put in front of me, Kanye?"
Exactly. But that's the thing, man. It's like, when you're dealing with these people, the main comment that I wanted to talk about was the one about the lawyers and the negotiation. And it's like, look, man, I don't care who you are. Once we find a loophole, don't think that they're not 2 steps ahead of you. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
So
They've been at the round table discussing this one for months before they brought it to you.
The more money you make, the more money they gonna take. And I mean, that's taxes 101 as well, right?
100%. Yo, did you see Hit Boy come out and say, hey, I haven't truly messed with Kanye since he told me he wasn't working with me no more because I did a song with Beyonce. But I messed with him on this one.
Yeah, that's classic. That's classic Ye talk, man. It's just interesting to see him, go through his, what I call it, bi-weekly or monthly.
It's like, what you got up your sleeve? What you trying to sell us now, Kanye?
Kanye said, man, if you ain't a billionaire, he really ain't trying to talk to you. He said he's one of two black billionaires. And if you can't jump in that B bracket, then we really don't have nothing to talk about.
Does that put him in the genius category because he's a billionaire?
Well, he said he was a super genius. Did you see his interview with Nick Cannon?
I totally did not see the interview with Kanye and Nick Cannon.
Please.
When did this is brand new?
This is new. This was like a week ago. I go down to YouTube loop. I go down to YouTube
the
rabbit hole.
The old rabbit hole.
Yeah, after I watch SportsCenter for an hour and I get all my sports in for the night, I go to YouTube, man, and I find like my favorite guys. I got my recommended section of YouTube that I go to every night. And all I'm gonna say is, if you haven't seen Nick Cannon and Kanye's 2-part interview, you gotta watch it, man. Kanye, I mean, if you've been part of this Chicago culture, sports, hip hop, whatever, if you came up in the 90s, we all know Kanye one way or the other, whether we work with him, whether we friends, whether we, know somebody like Gig Brown, whether you know a dude that know a dude that know a dude.
That knows a dude. Come on.
Somebody somehow knows Kanye. His mom was our English teacher at Chicago State, so I'm friends with Brian Miller, who's one of his ghost producers.
B. Miller?
I got a lot of legs to Kanye, but a lot of people that know Kanye, the real Kanye, they said, when he goes on these type of rants, he's off his med. He needs to take his meds. And I'm not going to say yay or nay. That's not really my business. All I know is it's a monthly, you can kind of feel around the town when it's time for a Kanye rant.
Oh, come on, man. I know Kanye has been going through his things and everything, and it's totally some things that I don't agree with when it comes to Kanye.
Period.
I feel he was on point yesterday. You know what I mean? I didn't see too much that I disagreed with. Of course, I thought it was funny, the comments and everything, but I thought Ye had something to say yesterday,
Slave owners, man. Like my man, I don't know who that is. I'm looking at the screen now. It said Michael Jackson and Prince said those labels are slave owners. Most artists who own their materials, I can't see the rest.
Period. They definitely, Michael Jackson and Prince were harping on this for years. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson, when it came to Tommy Mottola and all the power that he had.
Right.
Prince, known for being at the front of the on the front lines for wanting artists to stand up for themselves.
But it goes back to what you were saying earlier about the deal me and Mick had. I mean, it was nothing like these $1 million deals. It was nothing considerably close, but it was a record deal. And just being able to see some of the jargon and some of these rules that they have in place that, I mean, you really need a lawyer and another lawyer and you need so many people to read over these things to make sure that you're getting the best deal that you possibly can, even though that's like the worst deal ever still. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that played out well for me and Mick was that we had somebody who had our best interest at hand and wasn't going to let us be taken full advantage of. So the best thing about that was Mick was able to own his masters. Anything that he created, anything we created and gave to the record label, which was Epic Records. Yeah, we was the first Mars in Chicago to do a deal with Epic Records on the hip hop side. That it was crazy when you get into it and you find out what's really going on. They didn't even have an urban department, bruh.
So this was all brand new to them. They're like, we want whatever that hip hop sound is.
Bam. First of all, just a little backstory. We won a contest with over like 6,000, 7,000 entries. Mick was a finalist and ended up winning, being a winner in an Epic Records Scion. This is when that vehicle Scion. Is that how you say that?
Yes, sir.
S-C-I-O-N?
Yes, sir.
Scion.
I remember the Scion commercials with all the hip hop hamsters and all of that.
Yeah, man.
I remember.
It was when Scion first made that entrance into the car business. And they did a contest with Epic Records where they had like 8,000 submissions, and you had to go through all of that. People, judges from different record labels, people voting online, a bunch of different things. And Mick ended up being a finalist and winning. And the prize, one of the prizes was a record deal with Epic and getting your single produced by High Tech. Now, who out there remembers High Tech back in the day? You know, the good old hip hop days, the early 2000s. So High Tech produced a single. You know, we got our entrance to the record business. We took trips to New York, got to sit in those meetings with labels, going to those buildings, and it was an interesting experience to say the least. I wouldn't. It was very eye opening. But I'm just saying that to say that. Shout out to Eric. I can't remember Eric's last name, but he had our best interest at hand. Made something in the deal where we were able to keep anything that we submitted to the label. We were able to keep the masters, and we did a lot of dirt. It was a lot of dirty things that went on.
I know some of the dirty work that went down.
You know what I'm saying? But
some legendary stuff.
Man,
kudos to y'all.
Man, if they gonna take advantage of us, then we gonna find a loophole and take advantage of them as well.
Only right. It's only right.
We like submitted music to the label that we already did, but said we created it on their time, so we got paid for studio time.
Like the required reading things. Like we just gonna fill it in real quick.
Fill it in. He sent us the shit like, hey man, look. Fill this paperwork out, act like y'all did 120 hours worth of studio time, when really we just submitted like 12 of the songs Mick already had on deck. A long, drawn-out process. Ended up, they didn't have an urban record department. We were in the deal for like 7 months. We were able to create with High Tech, able to get in some of those offices, meet some of those people that, you know, are some of you guys' some of our, I won't say you guys, but our favorite artists. And it was just an interesting experience. So I can only imagine what these guys who are getting 6 and 7 and 8 figure deals are really going through, because of one more thing, and because it's time for us to get into sports, but I just want to educate.
I got one more thing I want to bounce off for you after that, but go ahead.
I just want to educate people on, you know, everything that glitters ain't gold. And the stuff that you see on TV and these videos, I mean, I'm not really into it like I used to be, because things have changed so much. But it's like
the cars are still rented.
They're still rented. The jewelry is fake. The jewelry is rented. The girls, you know,
are not theirs.
Yeah, it's a lot of fluff, man. But people just need to know that the record business, just like any other industry, is super, super shady. And I'm surprised that it took for Kanye to come out with his 57-page record deal, which I'm sure nobody read all of that stuff.
They looked at the first couple and was like, Universal bogus.
Super bogus. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine what these artists are going through, getting shafted on their deals and not getting paid necessarily anything. And when people found out, like I said, you know, the shows and the tour money, and you know, once people found out, okay, this is the way that we really make money, let's stay on the road, let's get our paper up. The record label was like, oh, okay, cool, 360 deal. So now instead of them just getting a piece of your, you know, taking all of your publishing, most of your royalties, now they get at least 50% of your tour money, your merch money, and all of that.
Hidden fees. You know what I mean? I was, you know, looking at the contracts that Yeezy put out, and he was talking about all the hidden fees, distribution fees that just sneak up on you at the end where you thinking you're about to put some money in your pocket.
No, sir.
Nothing there. But real quick, bro, one of the things that kind of struck me yesterday, I kind of feel like Kanye gets caught talking out of both sides of his mouth sometimes.
Of course he does, bro.
We all know that he said maybe a year ago, slavery is a choice. But he's banging the I'm a slave bell when it comes to his universal contract. So what were your thoughts on that? You know what I mean? How does he get to say, oh, slavery is a choice? Then he's like, help me. I'm a slave at Universal.
Because he's Kanye. He's the
I
biggest.
think that's the best answer. That's the only way you could go with that.
Period. He's the biggest artist still in hip hop, if outside of Jay-Z. It's either Jay-Z or Kanye West. And now that he's gonna run this billionaire lick, he can say whatever he wants to say, and y'all gonna eat it up and act like he never said it. So he can play both sides of the fence. You know our favorite Sam for the last 3 weeks, man. Is it Uchi Wally or is it One Mike, bro?
I guess it depends on the day.
Thank you, man. So, I don't know, man. All of that Kanye, his whole aura is interesting to me.
What happened to Kanye being back home? Remember that?
Yeah, right.
Remember when Kanye was supposed to be back home in Chicago for good?
Man, Kanye is married to Kim Kardashian.
Kim.
End of story.
Shout out to Kim and Maya Moore, by the way, for fighting social justice, right?
Hey, man, with that being said, I think we need to pay a couple bills. When we come back, I'm going to let T tap into whatever he needs to tap into. We're going to get into this sports business. You are rocking with the bigs on the soil. What's in it for the Black People Media? We'll be back.
WIFTBPM.
When you need vibrant, colorful gear that offers high-performance material that keeps you cool, call Agent Huff Custom Gear. Let us take your expressions and create something new for your everyday wear, your bedroom or bath. For all your needs, we offer custom sublimation, silkscreen, vinyl, and embroidery. You can reach us on all things social at Superhero Huff. www.superherohuff.com or 630-476-9191.
What's up, good people? Make sure you ascend into Muwakil's world every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. with Salim Muwakil, a.k.a. the Black Forrest Gump, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
What's up? This is Mike Love.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Diz.
Sounds like Bad Boy Radio.
Yeah, but it's not Bad Boy Radio because we are now Chicago famous, but we are back on the air.
3 to 6, Monday through Friday.
All right, you tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody it's going down. Not only will you hear us on air, but you'll be able to see us as well.
What's in it for the Black People Media? Make sure you check us out.
WIFTBPM.
Dame Lillard, and I'm rocking with the bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the bigs.
Right back at it. You're on the soil with the bigs. I'm your man T-Time. You know, over that break, man, we had to talk about Kanye with the pissing on his Grammy tweet.
Oh, that was great, man. He put the Grammy in the toilet, peed on it. But the best part, to me, did you see Drake?
I did not see Drake.
Drake was drinking out of his Grammy?
Oh, come on. Ain't no telling where those Grammys have really been. They don't want to know where the Stanley Cup has been, okay?
Ooh.
You don't know what they do with those awards, y'all. It's yours. Do what you want with it.
No, I think Drake's reply was directly to Kanye West. You know, they've been into it like Ye said, man, I need a public apology from J. Cole. I need one from Kendrick. And
That's hilarious.
He's been at it with Drake for the last couple years, and they got this little silent beef. I don't think Drake really cares. It's
been times where I feel like Kanye has feared for his life with Drake. Have you seen the tweets? He just sound like he tweeting in distress.
Yeah, because Drake has taken his lane and fulfilled it. Like Drake hasn't tweaked as much as Kanye. Like Kanye, like you said, he's all over the place, but he's able to do that because he's Kanye West. And now that he gets to throw the billionaire line around, you know, he's even more, you know, in his own 131, and that's his zone.
Man, I feel like we could talk about Kanye all day. I wanted to come into the second segment with a new topic, but we had to talk about Kanye pissing on his Grammy. I loved it. Shout out to Kanye for that one.
Yeah, it was great, man. Before we get into it, man, you see the brim. Shout out to my guy. Y'all see the ill brim, Benny the Butcher. I'm representing my big BSF family, the Griselda Boys, West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, big BSF. Shout out to Conway for the new From the King to a God album, man. It's on fire.
Yes,
I
sir.
was listening to it last night, and, man, Conway got a bunch of bars, bro.
Those dudes come with it every time. My press box tunes the last couple of days has been the vintage Sway in the Morning freestyles.
Man,
Benny and Conway.
You should unplug your headphones accidentally and let them hear it. If they think Chance the Rapper is a gangster rapper,
they ain't ready for this one. They'll be getting down, ducking, thinking somebody was pulling up at the press box.
Yes, everyone out there, including Sonia Esco. The people in the White Sox press box called Chance the Rapper a gangster rapper.
A thug. They said, what has the world come to if this guy could be on the mound? And I'm looking at them like, y'all talking about Chancellor Bennett?
You talking about Chancellor, the guy from Chatham?
Mr. Right. I think I love my wife. Shout out to him.
Mr. I just did a show at the Ralph Lauren store downtown.
Yeah, man. That shows you the two Chicagos, okay?
Yeah, man, it must be two sides.
It must be two sides.
Shout out to L.O.
It's definitely two sides.
But go ahead, man. Let's get into it, bro.
With that said, Gino, the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, man, is Maya Moore. Okay? Wow. If you've been paying attention to the news, Maya Moore has been in the news cycle lately. We saw that she took a couple of seasons off from the WNBA to fight for social justice and help the man who would eventually become her husband fight an unjust charge. He was sitting in jail for something that he didn't do. Maya Moore dedicated her life to fighting the charge and eventually got him out of jail. A few months later, as it came out 2 days ago, they are now married, a very happy couple it looks like. And now I've been seeing people say that, oh, she's actually not for the cause. You know, so my question to you is, Gene, does the revelation that she married the man that she helped get out of jail, what, you know, does it take away from the deed?
Well, I don't know if it necessarily takes away from the deed. I just think that was the whole plan. First of all, she's not turning down 2 years of WNBA play and pay. Like Sonya said, it ain't like they pay good in the WNBA anyway. I'm sure Maya Moore was probably one of the highest paid. But you don't turn down 2 years of what you've spent most of your life trying to achieve if there's not like some underlying, you know, movement behind
There's something else pushing this.
Yeah,
right?
so I think that was the whole thing behind it. People thought she was fighting for social justice or an unjust move by the government or the whoever was behind it. But obviously there was something else to it. And that's her business, man. Like, I love Maya Moore personally. I was in love with Maya Moore when she was at UConn. I thought she was fine and she could ball. Like, she was one of the best women ball players I'd ever seen.
Hands
in my
down.
life. So I just think, you know, people need to mind their own business
first.
And,
I agree with that one. Go
you
ahead.
know, and let her live. Yeah, it was an unjust situation. He was in jail for something he didn't do, but obviously that was the love of her life. They didn't just, I don't think she got him out of jail and then they formed this bond. And what's it been, like maybe 3 or 4 months since she got him out?
That would have been great. That would have been a straight up movie. I met you just to get you out of jail. Now I'm in love with you.
No way.
That sounds like a Lifetime show.
No way.
So we need to get Lifetime on the phone. We need we need to run that play at them. We got a show idea for y'all. But, man, I feel like the guys got to look at this situation and feel like you got to get you a Maya Moore. You got to get
Is
you
she ride? Is that what a ride or die chick? Is that what they meant?
Ride or die now. That we retiring that one and we just calling it Maya Morin, okay?
Wow.
We calling it Maya Morin because I feel like it's amazing that she was willing to put, you know what I mean, what she was best at. You know what I mean? She, hands down, probably one of the best hoopers of our generation. What hasn't she done? MVP, NCAA championships, WNBA championships, Olympics. I felt like it was, like you said, it was a reason that she was able to put the game down. But to see that it was for, you know, in the name of love, only makes me mess with Maya more and more. You feel me?
Yeah, like you said, I think the main thing is people just need to mind their business, man. Like, she was all about getting her boo out of the jam.
Yo, who keeps it realer than WNBA players, though, honestly? We got a couple on the Chicago Sky. Maya Moore is willing to put the ball down to go help her man get out of jail.
A few of those girls have said, you know what, I'm out this year, man. Well, I got bigger fish to fry. And, I mean, we're going to get into the NBA later. But I just really wish that those guys would have took more of a stand and just said, you know what, nah, it's
They
over.
got a long way to go
before
they get on the level of what the WNBA players have been on basically for years.
So it was Uchiwali.
For the NBA?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to group them in as a whole because I know it's players like Jaylen Brown that keep it real. You know what I mean?
But how real can you keep it? He could have said, you know what, I'm not playing. Find me, suspend me, take my bread, whatever you want to do. If you so down for the cause, then that's all you not. Yeah, I'm standing on mine. And I love Jaylen Brown because I agree with you. I do think he's one of the realest guys out there. I saw him on the front lines. I didn't see him just marching around, parading around for symbolism and for likes. I think he's really down for the cause. But at the same time, if he was really about that life, then he could have said, you know what, guys, miss me, I'm out.
You know what? I can't even argue with that. You know what I mean? Looking at, you know what I mean, like you said, I'm using the WNBA players for an example. That's exactly what they did. And I feel like if the NBA players weren't willing to do that as well, then you're right, bro. It's Uchi Wally. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all got to do better.
Thanks, Hov.
Are we thanking Hov?
I'm thanking Hov for the line. I mean, you know, I'm Esco or nothing. Shout out to my boy Esco, man. Esco had a birthday the other day.
Yeah.
The guy's still looking like he's 21 years old, man. That's why my girl asked me, shout out to Sepia yesterday. I know it's getting off topic, but she hit me and asked me, her text was just, Illmatic or it was written.
Hold on, that came from Sepia?
Yeah, I mean, she's from the golden era, but it touched my soul, man, because anybody that knows me knows that Nas is like one of my favorite people of all time. Like, he had a lot to do with me becoming the person that I am. You know, this was back in the good old hip hop days, you know, so it was hard for me to choose, but it's like Illmatic, The World Is Yours is my favorite song of all time. There's nothing better than The World Is Yours in my eyes. But It Was Written shaped me, because when he turned into Esco, Sonya, as we can see, you know, it shaped me into the, you know, he turned fly, you know, his lyricism turned up to a whole nother level. And yeah, I really couldn't choose, man. So I had to just leave it at both.
No, I'm still surprised that you got Sepia over there throwing which Nas album do you like better questions over there. That means you're working your magic over there.
And I asked her why, and she didn't really give me an answer. But I was, you know, it touched my soul that, you know, she.
Well, I want you to know that, you know, Johnette is spit it out. So I know what's going on over there. Johnette is jet life to the core. We got Jet Life fits we gonna be rocking this weekend. Come on, I know what you on over there, Gene.
Jet life to the next life, man. Hey, shout out to everybody out there that's sending those stars through, man. If you don't know, if you want to support the bigs, send those stars. The stars at the bottom of the page. Support the brothers, help the brothers, continue to push this content, continue to push our culture forward, and you know, send us a star, send us 10 stars, 100 stars, 1,000 stars, however many stars you want to send us. Look out for the brothers, man.
Absolutely. Go ahead and hit that like button. On the other end of this break, we're going to be talking NFL. We're going to get some picks in. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIFTBPN.
Are you curious to explore the intellectual currents that channel our thoughts and frame our reality? Have you ever meditated for relaxation and accidentally discovered the universe in the process? These matters and many more you may never have even thought of will be yours to explore as you come with me into Muwakil's world. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, or you can find them online at solobeauty.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I'm running for U.S. Senate for the state of Illinois. I will never give up on inclusion and equality, prison reform, reduced property taxes, and economic opportunity for all. I want to get to know your neighborhood and the problem that you face every day. And I want to serve every man, woman, and child in the state of Illinois. A vote for me is a vote for you.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
What's up, good people? This is Herb Howard, one half of I Said What I Said. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. right here on What's in It for the Black People Media. It is intellectual thuggery at its finest. The Blackest Conversation, Herb Howard, Tucson Warner, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on What's in It for the Black People Media, 1 to 3 p.m.
WIFTBPN.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin now.
Right back at it. You're on the soil with the bigs. Gino, man, week 2 in the NFL is upon us, bro.
Man, it's Thursday. Dude, look, man.
It's a football night. Game on the night, bro.
I'm telling you, man. Is it weird that it's NBA?
It's weird
NFL,
as hell to me, bro.
And Major League at the. Are you feeling it though?
Well, I can only watch like 2 at a time, you know.
Man, you got to get your remote. You got to get your Fire Stick skills.
I got
man.
the multiple screens, 2 laptops with the TV in front of me.
Oh, you working?
Yeah, I try to get my attention to more than 2, but I'm usually flipping between the White Sox on the big screen, and then
the White Sox on the big screen.
Come on, we talking about probably the AL Central Division winners.
No, probably.
Exactly. We eating that up this afternoon.
Straight
The game just started. First pitch is underway.
Let's go.
I'm watching the White Sox on the big screen, but I probably got the Bears on my left and either the Cardinals or the Seahawks or the Ravens. Whoever has the best matchup of the week on my right. That's how my Sunday situation is going to be looking. And I'm excited to get back to my Sundays. For anybody that's been following the bigs, I've been covering the Bears for 2 years.
Yeah, I had a quick stint for a year. It was cool. The food was the best part of the Bears coverage.
The food is they always roll out the red carpet, but that's dead with COVID now. So, man, I'm happy to have my Sundays back. We got a new member we just added to the team. Shout out to Joseph Lewis, a.k.a. Flo Zandolini.
Shout out to the guys, man. I want to give a shout out to you for having that vision. I mean, that's what the bigs are here for, number one. Like, we were able to bust the door down, kick the door in, and now we set the standard. So it's only right for us to try to help the guys who are on the grind with us and with some talented guys who have been basically family members of ours for the last however long.
Facts.
Time flies when you on the grind having fun.
On the same grind,
so
man.
Shout out to you for giving Joe that opportunity. Shout out to Joe, Scott,
absolutely,
the CEO,
yes, man,
Pavi,
the whole team
Barber
over
Chair
there,
Network, man. Shout out to them guys. Y'all be on the lookout for that Bears coverage because them guys really know what they talking about, and they are really, really on the grizzly when it comes to that Bears talk, man.
Honestly, you said it perfectly, man. Those dudes are on the grind, have been on the grind, and we can relate, man. So anytime, we got an opportunity to share the platform, that's what you can expect the bigs to do. Every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whenever the Bears are playing, look out for Joseph Lewis, a.k.a. Flo Zandolini, holding it down for the bigs. But, man, I want to get into some picks real quick. We got Joe coming up in the next segment to talk some Bears.
Okay.
Let's look at the NFL and see if we can pick these winners, man, because I don't even want to look at the record. Can we bring it up? I got Showtime. I don't know what the record is. He took the record sheets with him, so are we treating this like week 1?
Yeah, this is week 1, man. Showtime has the records from last week. We're going to act like that was preseason, and we're going to kick it off this week.
That was our preseason.
That was our week 1 was our preseason. I'm pretty sure a lot of the NFL teams felt that way too, even though it counts as week 1 in the win-loss column.
Some of those guys definitely are just happy they got their feet wet. You feel me? But week 2, man, let's get it going, man.
Let's go.
Thursday night. Bengals versus Browns.
Bengals versus Browns. So we got Joe Burrow. He's the quarterback of the Bengals.
The rookie over there, the number 1 overall pick in last year's draft. That's why the Bengals are on prime time. So anytime you see these guys on prime time, know it's because they got a new quarterback.
And then we got Baker Mayfield.
Whew, Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield is Huff.
And then our boy Dookie Booty Beckham.
Oh, wow. That's what you got on with him, man?
Man, hey, real talk, that revelation took me back. And I'm not judging him.
No, you are.
It flew out. It flew out. I call him that at the crib when I'm talking to my lady.
The girl said they like to defecate in his mouth.
Drop on his chest at his request.
OB, man.
That can't bode well for your NFL season.
OB, man.
OB, I'm not saying you got some explaining to do.
No, you got some explaining to do, bro.
But you better get some wins so we don't have to think about that every time.
No, I'm going to think about it whether they go 16-0 or not. That's ridiculous.
So winning doesn't solve everything. I'm noting that.
Is that a smear camp? Forget it. Okay, anyway, Browns versus Bengals, man.
Browns, and then the names are the Browns.
Man. That says it all, man. That says it all. Hey, man, I'm going with Joe Burrow. I like what I saw from him last week. He made a couple bonehead plays late in the game, but that's what else would you expect from a rookie entering brand new territory? No preseason to get his foot in there. So where is it? Where's the game?
This is going to be in Cleveland.
Nah, that's the dog pound. That's a tough
well,
place.
It's no fans.
Yep. I'm going Cincinnati. Give me some, Joe Burrow.
All right, I'm going with the Browns, man. I like their running backs. I like Nick Chubb. I like Kareem Hunt. I feel like they're about to run crazy on the Bengals, and that's all it's going to take tonight.
Okay.
So I got you down for Bengals, and I'm down with the Browns, bro.
All right.
Next game, Bears versus Giants. Hometown guys going up against Saquon and those guys.
I'm looking for the Giants' defense stinks. It smells like shit.
That's facts.
And I'm looking for the Bears to one-up the performance last week. I'm looking for Matt Nagy to get Mitch Trubisky out of the pocket on the run where he's best. I'm looking for him to speed up the tempo of the game, and I'm looking for big numbers from the offense. So I told you, Bears 2-0 to start the season.
I think the fourth quarter that Mitch Trubisky had was the best possible thing that could have happened for his confidence. I'm looking for him to have an overall good game for 4 quarters. I'm going with the Bears.
Let's go. Bear down, y'all.
Rams versus Eagles in Philly.
Rams versus Eagles. The Rams have a pretty good defense, man. That game against the Dallas Cowboys really showed me something. I think Aaron Donald is still the best defensive player in all of football.
The man's a monster.
Carson Wentz is huff to me, even though, whatever.
Yeah, because Nick Foles won that Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Come on.
I think he's huff. Where's the game? It's in Philly, though.
It's in Philly.
At the Link. The Link is a tough place to play. I'm going with Jared Goff and the L.A. Rams.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Rams. I like the defense. I like Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Jared Goff. As far as quarterbacks go, he doesn't make mistakes.
Right, and I like the way that they had like a kind of a new offensive setting this year. They kind of letting him get the ball out quick.
Absolutely.
Speeding. It's all about and that's my problem with the Bears. And we'll talk about that when we get flows on the line. But I like LA this week.
All right, I'm going with the Rams. Next game, bro. Falcons versus the Cowboys.
In Dallas?
This is in Dallas, and there's going to be fans in there. You know Jerry Jones ain't letting that big old beautiful stadium go unoccupied
Well, when
all
you
year.
can fit 80, 90,000 in there, you can socially distance. Social distance.
Exactly.
Is that really a thing? But that's another conversation. But, yeah, you can get 20,000 in there spread out, sparingly. But anyway, I'm going with Zeke. I know they're trying to one-up their performance last week. I'm looking for Zeke to do it big at the crib. I'm looking for Dak to do it big. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys.
Man, this is going to be a good one, man. The Falcons had 3 receivers over 100 yards. They got Todd Gurley over there that can pound on the ground.
Can you name one of the receivers outside of Julio Jones?
Calvin Ridley.
Oh, okay, Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley with a big game. Our boy, they got a rookie over there. His last name is Gage.
Okay.
All our fantasy people, if you need a wide receiver there's no starters available right now. You're probably hoping for an injury, but if you're looking for a wide receiver that plays the slot, that's going to be getting a lot of looks, look for Gage over there in Atlanta. He's got a lot of targets last week, even playing with Julio and Calvin Ridley.
Matty Ice is going to spread the love.
I think the man threw 40 times for over 400 yards last week. So I'm thinking this is going to be another shootout, but I'm going with the Cowboys. I'm thinking the rookie over there, our boy CeeDee Lamb, is going to have a big game.
Okay.
So we're both going with the Cowboys. Next game, man, Panthers versus Bucks. Teddy Bridgewater versus Tom Brady. Tom Brady's coming off an L.
In Tampa?
This is in Tampa. The Panthers coming off a nice win.
Yeah, I'm going to have to roll with Tom. I'm going to have to roll with the GOAT, man. Even though I love Tom Brady, but I think he shows his white privilege a lot on the field. It's like, hey, man. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hey, I'm booing white privilege every time I get a chance to.
Yeah.
Or is that just for Tom Brady, or I'm booing white privilege?
Yeah, he shows it, man. I'm going with, but I'm gonna have to go with Tom, man. I'm gonna have to go with Tampa Bay. I'm looking for Mike Evans to come up big at the crib. Gronk.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking for those guys to have the showing that the Tampa
Man,
Bay
look.
front office thinks that those guys can have.
I feel the same way about Tom Brady as I did last year, man. That arm is shot. That arm is not the same arm that got him 6 Super Bowl championships. And this ain't the Bill Belichick Patriots.
I agree with that 100%.
Right.
This ain't that system.
This ain't that system. I think that they about to go 0-2, man. I'm running with the Panthers on this one.
Okay, black quarterbacks. Let's go. You know what?
Are you flipping it?
I'm flipping it, man.
Okay.
Teddy B or nothing. Show me what you got, Teddy B.
I'm dealing with that one because I like Teddy Bridgewater. I like Christian McCaffrey.
I know why you like Christian McCaffrey.
Come on, man. He's on my team. He's touchdowns galore. Let's go.
He is wicked. Rodney Harris said the Panthers lost on Sunday.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, we're going to have to run. Can we get a fact check from our super producer? Shout out to Rodney Harris if you pulling this one for us. But these are two teams. If that's the case, 2 teams looking to get their first win of the year.
Raiders 34.
Oh yeah,
Panthers 30.
Yep, the Raiders.
The Las Vegas Raiders did go crazy. Josh Jacobs with, I believe, 3 touchdowns last week.
Yep. David Carr is the most regulation quarterback in all of football.
Because I think Henry Ruggs got hurt, even though, he was on the way to having a big game, man. John Gruden is putting together a team of
John Gruden is that
over
man.
there. You know
John Gruden is that man, Joe. I just think David Carr is another guy who he had some wild quotes in the offseason talking about how he felt underrated or something. He said, I'm like, dude.
Derek Carr, the man, is a ex-MVP.
Of what?
Of the league.
Why?
Because the man was dropping dimes a couple years ago.
A couple years ago?
A few years ago.
Thank you.
A few years ago.
This is a what have you done for me lately league. That man has been regulation at best the last 2 to 3 years.
The Raiders are like the Sacramento Kings of the NFL. You feel me? I feel like as far as organizations go, them boys just can't get it right over there. And I feel like John Gruden has come in and implemented his personality over there.
No doubt.
And these guys are playing well, man. I like Henry Ruggs. They found them a premier running back with Josh Jacobs in his second year. It's looking like one of the best backs in the league. So, are you going with the Panthers over the Bucs?
I'm going with Teddy B, man.
I'm going with the Panthers as well, man. Sorry, Tom Brady. You got to go 0-2 in 2020. Next game, bro. 49ers versus Jets.
San Francisco, I know that they got a bunch.
2 0-1 teams again.
Where is it? In New York?
This is in New York, the Jets. No spitter, no jet life. This is just the JETS Jets.
What? Who's their quarterback?
I think we said this last week too, bro.
Somebody out there help us out if we don't come up with it. Come on.
I know Le'Veon Bell is over there. He's hurt. After that, I don't think about the Jets.
And the 49ers whole defensive backfield is hurt. I saw they put Richard Sherman on IR.
Yeah.
Jimmy porn star Jimmy is kind of regulation.
Big time regulation. He's like Trubisky's big brother, I feel like.
I'm going with the Jets. San Francisco let me down last week, G.
That's an upset special right there.
They messed my parlay up, so I'm going with the Jets. I ain't got no money on this, so I can stand on it. I'm going with the New York Jets, even though I don't know who that quarterback is.
Okay, this is another game for me that has fantasy implications. I have George Kittle. I'm picking the 49ers. I'm picking George Kittle to have a big game, even though he got a little banged up in week 1 and he had a bad second half. But I think the Super Bowl representatives from the NFC last year are going to get their first win of the season.
Sam Darnold.
It could get ugly, y'all.
Sam Darnold is the quarterback of the New York Jets.
Thank you, Gardis. If I took an L in week 1, I'm looking forward to playing the Jets in week 2.
I'm going with Sam Darnold and the New York Jets. Next.
Broncos, Steelers in Pittsburgh.
No way. Pittsburgh all day long. I like what I saw from Denver last week, even though they took the L. But I like what I saw from them. But Ben Roethlisberger, man, he's back.
The two-time rapist.
I got Juju on my fantasy team. He looked good. The defense looked really good last week in Pittsburgh. I'm going Pittsburgh. That's an easy one for me.
I'm going Pittsburgh as well. Juju Schuster. The second wide receiver over there, Deontay Johnson.
Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger looking good. Mike Tomlin over there as well, representing for the Tomlins.
That's your cousin, ain't it?
Probably one of my long lost uncles or cousins. Next time we get a chance to bump into him, I'm just gonna have to run it off to him.
What
like,
up,
hey,
cuz?
how are we related,
just
fam?
hit him. What up, cuz?
What up, cuz? Yeah.
It's easy.
I'm going with the Steelers in that one, Gino.
Yeah, that was easy, man.
Jaguars, Titans in Tennessee. The Titans didn't look anything like that dominant team that we saw towards the end of the season last year.
I mean, I think
and the mustache, the stash
looked real good last week.
Jaguars, man.
But that's because they're total different. They're on total opposite ends of the spectrum. With the Titans, almost being a game away from the Super Bowl, right?
Absolutely.
And the Jaguars basically being the laughing stock of the NFL this year. So
scraping the bottom.
So I think that, I liked what I saw from Tennessee last week. They were able to overcome, Derrick Henry. He might have had 100 yards on like 28 carries. Tannehill, right?
Yes, sir.
Tannehill, he was iffy, but they showed down the stretch that they can throw the ball. I forgot homie's name, the wide receiver. He's
Brown.
Brown, yeah. He definitely
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. He showed some he showed his worth last week. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Tennessee, man.
I'm going with the Jags, man. I just like the quarterback. I like the excitement he's bringing to it, and I feel like they got a decent wide receiver bunch over there in Jacksonville. Next game, another NFC division matchup, man. The Lions, who we beat last week, are going up against the Packers, who went crazy in week 1.
And this is in Green Bay?
This is in Lambeau.
Yeah, I'm going with A-Rod. That's another easy one, man. I know the Lions are chomping at the bit to get back on the field Sunday and right the wrong. I know my rookie homie that dropped that ball in the end zone against the Bears is waiting to get the ball back.
He probably ain't got no sleep since that, okay?
He probably had to do the old high school thing and sleep with the football.
Tucked into his hands, okay? He's
Walk
not going anywhere without that ball.
Right, anytime you're around the facility, you got Mars reaching, trying to take the ball from you at all times. So I know the Lions are itching, but Aaron Rodgers and his crew ain't letting it happen.
That's my upset special of the week, man. I'm going with the Lions. They're getting Kenny Galladay back. I'm sure Swift, like you said, ain't got a bit of sleep since he dropped that game-winning touchdown against the Bears. I'm saying it's gonna get crazy in Lambeau. I'm thinking it's gonna be a high-scoring game.
Is Kenny from the crib?
Is Kenny Galladay from the crib? Somebody let us know if Kenny Galladay is from the crib. Oh yeah.
I know homie from Minnesota is from the crib. What's his name? From the Burbs, the wide receiver.
Treadwell.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So I'm going with the Lions.
I think Kenny Galladay is from the land. I think he actually went to St. Rita.
And Northern?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay, so we got a little home connection right there. Kenny Galladay coming for his first action of the year. I'm calling a big game for the Lions and a W over the Packers, man. Get those cheese heads up out of here, dog. Next game, Bills versus Dolphins. Josh Allen versus Ryan Fitzmagic. They didn't do anything last week.
Where is this one?
This is going to be in Miami. Injury problems all up and down the roster right now for the Dolphins, man. The top wide receivers are both hurt.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead go with Buffalo.
I'm going with Buffalo, too.
Yeah,
I
you
like
see the hat?
Come on, you got about to say you repping for the Griselda guys. Come on.
Hey, Butch, you see me, man. The Butch, if you watching.
Put us both down for the Bills, Joe. The Butcher coming. Let's go.
The Butcher coming, Joe.
Come on. Next game, Vikings versus Colts. We got another white privilege.
I don't care where it is, and I don't care who Indianapolis is playing. Give me the other team. So I'm going, who they playing?
They playing the Vikings. So it's a wash. We got white privilege master Kirk Cousins versus his father, Phillip Rivers.
I hate Phillip Rivers, and I know hate is a strong word. I don't hate Phillip Rivers. I just don't like him. So I'm going with Kirk Cousins. You like that?
I don't like that.
So you going with Indianapolis?
I'm going with Indianapolis. I'm feeling like T.Y. Hilton is any division game right now. I'm looking at I'm trying to get the Bears in the best position to get into the playoffs. We need the Vikings to lose. Okay. So the Colts lost their running back for the year. Marlon Mack is on the injured reserve with an ACL injury.
I don't even know who that is, but
Nico Himes
I know Nico.
And they got a young running back over there who's going to be taking the starting role. And if anybody got busy on that waiver wire in fantasy this week, I'm sure you picked up one of those running backs over there. Phillip Rivers loves to throw to his running backs. I feel like they're not going to lose much. I'm thinking the Colts are walking away with a W over the Vikings on Sunday. Okay.
Phillip Rivers, you stink, bro.
We got the Washington football team versus the Cardinals. You know I'm going with that, bro. I'm just going to go right.
Yeah, throw me down. Kyler Murray showed me a lot last week. I got my boy DeAndre Hopkins on the fantasy, so it's easy for me to go with Arizona.
They're my early pick for most exciting team to watch this year, G. That game was amazing. DeAndre Hopkins. What the hell were the Texans thinking, fam?
They weren't.
Come on, what the hell were the Texans thinking, fam? You got to break the. You got to back that Brinks truck.
Get this nigga out of here,
man. Come
Easy. Get this crazy nigga out of here.
Well, one of those teams is sitting at 1-0, and the Texans are sitting at 0-1. They look terrible against the Chiefs in week 1.
It's all about the bottom line. It's all about that paper. They paper ain't stunting none. So bye, DeAndre Hopkins.
Speaking of the Texans, man, the next game, one of the Sunday night games of the week. Sunday afternoon games of the week. This is coming on at 3:00. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
I'm going with LA
versus the Texans.
I'm going with LA. Shout out to the black quarterbacks are taking over, man. Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes. Looking for the next couple stars to come in. And once Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady get the hell out of here, it's going to be black QBs and nothing in the NFL. I hope y'all are watching NFL CEOs and NFL presidents. We taking over, man. So I got to choose between one. I'm going with Lamar Jackson because he's leading my fantasy charge and just because he's the MVP from last year. And I think they were, where were they? They beat Tennessee, right?
Whoever they beat the brakes off of them.
And then they lost to who in the
last year
AFC Championship?
I think they lost to the Chiefs, didn't they?
Right, to the Chiefs. Right,
yeah,
right.
They lost to the Chiefs. Right. Lamar Jackson with an MVP season didn't get all the way to the Super Bowl, but I don't think it's far-fetched to say that he could go back-to-back.
Man, Lamar looks good out there, bro. People told him he couldn't throw the ball. He looked very good last week throwing that ball, bro.
Next game, man. Chiefs versus Chargers.
Easy. I'm going with the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes is on one. The Kansas City Chiefs are definitely looking to go back-to-back.
Easy work for the Chiefs.
Easy work.
Easy work for the Chiefs this week. Patriots versus Seahawks. Russell Wilson.
Patriots and Seahawks.
Versus Cam Newton.
Versus...
Yes, sir. Another matchup of black quarterbacks. Let's go.
Ooh, my bad, Cam. I didn't mean to leave you out of the scam. I didn't mean to leave scam out of the black QB talk.
Oh, man, we got to drop the scam. The man is on a redemption tour.
No, it's all good. I'm going to just call him Scam forever. It's no disrespect. I got much love for Cam. He rocked some wild fists, but I just like the name. I got nothing but love for Scam. But where's this game? In Seattle?
This is in Seattle.
Oh, done deal. Give me Russell.
Absolutely.
Russell
I'm going with the Seahawks as well. Russell Wilson was 33 or 35 in week 1 for 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. That's insane right there. We're going to break real quick, come back with our last pick of the week, and then we're going to bring in Flo's Angelini to talk some Bears. You're on the soil with the Bigs.
WIFTBPM. When you need vibrant, colorful gear that offers high-performance material that keeps you cool, call Agent Huff Custom Gear. Let us take your expressions and create something new for your everyday wear, your bedroom or bath. For all your needs, we offer custom sublimation, silkscreen, vinyl, and embroidery. You can reach us on all things social at Superhero Huff. www.superherohuff.com or 630-476-9191.
This secure moment is brought to you by Secure Home and Automation, your premier authorized Bring security dealer. Home invasions occur every 23 seconds, fire every 85 seconds, and medical emergencies occur suddenly. In times like these, get secured home and automation and an affordable wireless home alarm system with professional monitoring. This includes fast emergencies response, free security analysis, free equipment, and free installation. A limited time offer, be proactive. Call today, don't delay. 708-251-5069. That's 708-251-5069. Call now, 708-251-5069, or visit our website, securehomeandautomation.com. Secure Home and Automation, where your life safety is our priority. It brings authorized dealers. Certain restrictions apply.
You can hang out with Chicago famous Mike Love and Diz 3 to 6 p.m. right here on What's In It for the Black People Media, live on the Mace Jackson page. So shout out to Chicago famous. They did their thing. They did a phenomenal job. Those brothers, listen, radio legends, right? And you come in and you're used to doing things one way and trying to flip it and do another way. They handled it seamlessly, man. So shout out to Mike Love and Diz for holding it down as they always have done. Welcome to the What's In It for the Black People Media family. Good luck at achieving number 2 status for the second best show on What's In It for the Black People Media, because number 1 is and always will be I Said What I Said.
Always remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
Whenever I play, I want to play to win. I don't see no purpose in playing.
You play to win the game.
What's the word?
In the famous
Can
words.
you beat my ass though?
Can you whoop my ass though?
It's really that simple. I don't plan on getting my ass whooped.
Hey, yo, wait a minute. Hey.
Chicago famous ain't gonna whoop my ass.
And Chicago
we
famous
not here for no ass whoop.
Hey, yo, what's your problem, man? Y'all are brothers. You ain't supposed to be fighting each other.
We not here for no ass whoop.
That's not what we here for.
We're not here for no ass whoop.
It's not what we here for.
Not at all.
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Tucson Warner and Herb Howard live on What's In It for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
WIFTBPM.
We fun guy.
What's tomorrow?
Fun guy, what's up, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yeah, yo, what do you know?
You know
what
I'm saying? So I'll be telling you.
What's going on, Chicago? What's In It for the Black People Media presents
I want to go higher. Oh, my God.
Call your sons, call your daughters, call your friends, call your neighbors.
The Bigs, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. with Eugene, McIntosh, and Terrence, Tomlin. We got what you need right here on What's In It for the Black People Media.
Are you curious to explore the intellectual currents that channel our thoughts and frame our reality? Have you ever meditated for relaxation and accidentally discovered the universe in the process? These matters and many more you may never have even thought of will be yours to explore as you come with me into Muwakil's world. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1, right here on What's In It for the Black People Media.
WIFTBPM.
Live from What's In It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin now.
Right back at it, you're on the soil with the Bigs. I'm your man T. Joining me, man, is the man that needs no introduction, man. One half of the Bigs, Eugene McIntosh, a.k.a. Gene, a.k.a. Bless Buckets. What else, Gino? What else we got for you?
A.k.a. the God, a.k.a. 7. And I got a lot of different monikers, man. Call me what you want, but just know I'm in full effect, man. Happy to be here, bro.
Totally, man. Shout out to What's In It for the Black People Media.
Yeah.
Home of Chicago famous, man. Mike Love and Diz coming up in under an hour. Leading into the legends.
Shout out to the Maze Jackson show kicking all of this off. The Book of Dawn. Salim.
I said what I said.
I said what I said.
Triggered.
Mike Brown.
Yes, sir.
Man, there's a lot going on over here at the What's In It for the Black People.
That's a killer lineup right there, man. Definitely shout out to Mace Jackson and the family here at What's In It for the Black People Media. Before the break, Gino, we were giving our picks. We got one more for you. The Monday night matchup this week, Saints versus Raiders, Las Vegas versus New Orleans. Two of my favorite places in the world.
In Vegas?
This is going to be in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going with Drew Brees and company, man. I know my boy
Michael
is out
Thomas
this
is gonna miss a few weeks.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm still going with Drew Brees and company, man.
I like the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, when you said that earlier,
I'm kind of messing with it, G. I
the
like
Raiders.
the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, so that's rounding out our picks, man. I'm gonna keep my eye on this. Y'all can trust me. I'm not gonna stuff the ballot. I'm not gonna change any picks.
Man, you gonna George Bush the button, man.
Hey, no recount though. I'm just saying off back. No recount when I come in with the final records on Tuesday next week.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
All right.
I'm gonna hit up DraftKings, man. I'm gonna lay low on DraftKings until this weekend. But I'm going to go hard this weekend.
DraftKings been in my pockets, bro. I can't, you know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
DraftKings has been in my pockets, y'all. So I'm laying low this week. This is just a week I'm going to enjoy the games.
Okay.
Okay? Hey, but with that said, we spoke on it last segment. Looking forward to Sunday to get our boy Joseph Lewis, a.k.a. Flows Andolini, who's going to be holding down the Bears beat for the Bigs Media. Ready to talk a little bit of Bears with him to see what he's thinking about these guys as they go into week 2, trying to make that record 2-0. Joe, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. How y'all doing?
Man, feeling good, Flows, man.
What
Happy
up,
to
Joe?
have you on, you know?
What up, brother?
What's going on with you, bro?
Man, you already know, man. Happy to have you a part of this new situation we got going on, man. And we felt like you would be the perfect guy to, take over the reins and make it happen for the Bigs, but also for the Barber Chair Network and for you and your guys, man. So happy to have you a part of it, bro.
Absolutely, Joe, man.
Yeah, same. Appreciate y'all.
Totally, man. Anybody that's followed you, and if you're not following our boy Flows Andolini, he's on Twitter as @Flows Andolini. All my Godfather fans know that last name. Everybody knows how you come when you use the last name Andolini. But, man, a lifelong Bears fan. But over the last few years, man, you've been putting in beautiful work with the Barber Chairs Network, 79th and Hallis, the podcast. You guys just recently had on Thomas Jones. The people got to check that out. But, man, what I'm looking forward to hear from you is how are you feeling about the Bears going into week 2, man? They were able to pick up a win, it felt like a last-second win that they stole from the Lions. How confident are you that they can go ahead and make it a 2-0 season versus the Giants this week?
Well, I will say when it comes to the Giants, it's as good of a chance to go 2-0 when you're facing a team like them. It's the only person that I really think is going to be really good for the Giants is Daniel Jones. He just needs time, but the issue is he also doesn't have time. That line got beat up last week, and it's a good chance for our D-line to beat them up this week. And that's the thing when you have a poor record or a 500 record, you get an easier schedule. So the Bears have a better chance of being at least above 500 this year. But after that Lions game, it almost feels like a Lions failure as much as a Bears win as well.
Absolutely.
It's like we definitely won. And I ain't going to take it away from the Bears. We definitely won. But they definitely won. But, man, it seems like catastrophic failure because that Matt Stafford pass into the end zone to the running back was a perfect pass, and that would have been a game winner. and we'd be sitting at 0-1 right now.
Absolutely.
So, I know as a team, they should take it as, okay, we still win the game and call it a day and move on to the next. I think the Giants was in a good chance to be 2-0. But at the same time, I don't know what I expect from them this year because the Lions kind of beat up on our defense as well. I think we only got 1 sack, and they contained Khalil Mack a lot better this last game. So I'm at this point where I'm just going to watch and then hold my expectations. Whereas last year, I came into it with high expectations. So we're coming off that playoff year. And last year, it just was disappointment after disappointment. How we got to 8-8 is still beyond me.
It's a miracle.
How they got to 8-8.
It was a miracle.
Yeah,
bro.
so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do, and then allow me as a watcher, as a fan, to feel out and to then build my expectations. So I think it's either hit or miss. And it all starts with Nagy and it starts with Mitch. If Mitch is to be the quarterback, if not, then it'll be Nick Foles. So if Mitch plays well, I think we'll be pretty solid. But I think that's what any NFL team. If you have a quarterback who plays well, you can go far.
Absolutely, man. You mentioned our guy Khalil Mack, and over the last few days, he's been catching some flack from Bears fans because
me too.
Although Gene has been letting him have it a little bit because if you watch the game, he doesn't have the numbers. But, man, do you feel like this is a situation where he's getting held and he's still affecting the game, or does Khalil Mack just simply need to play better?
I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
I, as a Bears fan, of course, I want to handhold and say, no, man, he's just getting held. But if I have to be objective about it, he still has to play better. You know what I'm saying? We gave up a lot for Khalil Mack.
A whole lot.
And this is a person. A whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And he has to live up to that. With that being said, they're holding him every play. But when you have someone that good, I mean,
thank you.
Come on now. You're going to have to hold him at one point. With that being said, I know someone of his caliber when he was just a standout at Buffalo. I mean, when he played the Buckeyes are my college team. The Buckeyes will hold him too. He was used to being held. He was used to being the center of attention when he was in college. So I know he's used to having double teams. It's time for him to beat those double teams, or it's time for him to make something else happen. I think if Robert Quinn comes back, it'll be a little less pressure off him, but he has to live up to that expectation. You know, he has to play a little bit better. They're holding, but I think I saw a memo with the NFL that says they're decreasing holding calls because it does get annoying seeing holding call after holding call
because you can really call it on every play.
Right.
Every play. And if they called every holding call, we as fans would be like, all right, come on. Even if it went in our favor, we're like, this is too slow. We got to speed it up. But he's just going to have to play better. He's just going to get off the line and play better because the Bears really gave a lot up for him. And I still am confident in him. And I still felt like it was a good move because he's a generational talent. But now it's time for him to do what he did his first year with us and continue to get off that ball and get 10 or more sacks a year.
Hey, going back to what you said, talking about the Lions, I was telling T, man, sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. So like you said, the only thing that matters is the W, man. But my takeaway from that first week, and we all, you know, after watching a week's worth of football, we all know that it showed that maybe you do need at least a week of preseason just to get the cobwebs out and get everything flowing. But I think my biggest takeaway from the Bears offensively last week was the way the offensive line played. They were able to, you know, make the rushing game, you know, a pivotal part to be able to open up the passing game and give Anthony Miller the chance to make those big catches, make Allen Robinson, who needs to be locked up sooner than later, make those guys effective. But I think the offensive line showed great promise. As far as the defense, like we talked about Khalil Mack, man, he just needs to play better. I mean, he's getting held, but like I told T, I watched Aaron Donald that night against Dallas, and they were double teaming and holding him on the line. And true enough, they do play two different positions, but Aaron Donald didn't let that affect him. And, of course, sometimes a lot of things that are affecting the game don't show up in the stat book, but a lot of them do. And I think Aaron Donald affects both of those. So, you know, having a player, like we said, me and T talked about it. We hold Khalil Mack in the same high regard as we hold Aaron Donald. So that's just really respect to Khalil Mack. It's no disrespect. We know he's getting held every play, but it's just time for him to step his game up along with the rest of the defense, because I think overall the defense was huffed last week. I think Kyle Fuller played a great game. I think Jalen Johnson had a couple bumps and bruises when he got trucked. You know, you got to tackle. You got to go low in the league. You can't be trying to tackle guys up top. But I think if there's any chance that we're going to have the defense has to play better, and I think Matt Nagy needs to speed Mitch Trubisky and the offense up and get Mitch out of the pocket more.
Oh, yeah, dude, I agree wholeheartedly. You know, the offensive line was actually just a pleasant surprise. I mean, I think we had 5 yards per carry.
Yeah.
Just about seeing Montgomery and Tariq. I mean, those were just beautiful holes being opened up. I was really shocked because last year the offensive line was not the best it could be. Certain games I'd say, all right, that wasn't that bad, but run blocking was the biggest struggle they had. I mean, and they look like a veteran group that just knew how to run block from the get-go. And I was very shocked to see them move so efficiently. And if we can get that going, that means Mitch can think less. And that means people will say, okay, we can't just key in on Mitch. We're going to have to be able to key in on the run game as well.
Yeah.
And the fact that they put him under center more as opposed to shotgun basically 90% of the time, I was happy to see that. The defense was definitely, they were huff. We just gotta give them that they were huff. They held it down in the fourth quarter. I'll give them that. But if it wasn't, like you said, I would take a dub any day.
Away. You know what I mean? From having a really bad day. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
But, I mean,
go ahead, Flows.
I was gonna say, man, I can't count how many playoffs and Super Bowl wins have been drop passes or lucky plays.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. I'll take it for sure.
Definitely taking it, man. Flo, speaking of our guy Mitch Trubisky, how confident are you that he can take that fourth quarter he had in Week 1 and turn it into a 4-quarter game versus the Giants? Do you think he has a good chance to have a good overall game for 4 quarters?
The funny thing is, I feel like I would love to see the stats and see how his fourth quarter is in his entire career compared to the first 3. I feel like he has plenty of good fourth quarters, but he has terrible first 3 quarters. I would love to handhold and say he's going to be good, but I don't have enough evidence. And my gut would tell me I don't believe that he can. But as the quarterback of my favorite team, of our Bears, I have to believe in him because I want him to succeed. But I know for sure Nick Foles is an experienced Super Bowl champion, is waiting in the rain just in case he doesn't. But this is a big bump. If you could take, I don't know the last time we were 1-0. I feel like it's been 8 years or so. It's been a long time.
Definitely 8 years.
So it's been a long time since we've been 1-0. So maybe he can take this and then build upon it and allow him to be under center more, to be in shotgun more, and then what I really like is when I'm watching the Saints. When I watch the Saints, someone like Drew Brees, who is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, the ball is out in 2 seconds or more. But now when he has to think, he will think. Someone like Mitch, if we get that ball out quick, I think he will do just fine, and he'll get what we need. We don't need him to be a world breaker, but we need him to be able to make those good plays and make those simple plays. And when we need him to make a clutch throw, which I think he's pretty capable of doing, he needs to be able to do that too. So I'm like 50-50 right now on Mitch. I have to be shown more than just this one game. Towards the middle of the season, if he continues like this, then I'm going to have more high hopes. But I think the Bears in general, I'm just sitting back and wondering, okay, well, show me what you got.
And I think what you said about Mitch getting that ball out of his hands quick, I think that's key because I think that was something that Sean McVay saw with golf out in L.A. It's like when he has to sit back there and think too much, that's when he gets rattled and things kind of go awry. But if we can start him off getting the ball out of his hands in 2 to 2.5, less than 3 seconds, the offense flows. And then when it's time for him to make that big throw, he's got the strong arm and he's got the able receivers to get the job done. So I think that's key. But before we continue, D.S. Sanders, one of our family members in the chat, she asked, is the Barber Chair Network a podcast on YouTube?
No, well, it's a combination. We have YouTube videos, we have podcasts. We don't have any of our podcasts up on YouTube yet, but we're on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, and basically every platform that hosts podcasts. And it's a combination of podcasts.
So, man, kind of for all the people that are tuned in now, kind of give them a little background on you and, how you guys got started and where you guys are now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, it's me, Joe Lewis, my brother Scott Lewis.
The CEO.
We have been the CEO. We have been Bears fans, just Chicago sports in general. Diehard fans since our entire lives. Specifically, I want to make sure I say the Sox. We're South fans, but we're Sox fans, Bulls fans, Bears fans, Blackhawks fans. And we've been that way our entire lives, but our love was in football. And so we were fans who had watched the game, and we felt like we wanted a place where we could showcase our love for the team, our frustration for the team. And so then we said, you know what?
Lots of that, right?
Plenty of frustration when it comes to Chicago sports.
And unlike, some fans may just watch and call us a, but we really just studied the game the best we could. And so we said, you know what? Let's take that. Let's bring in people who know more than us. Let's bring in people who are just as much of a fan as we are. And so then we started 79th and Hallis because me and my brother have grown up on 79th most of our lives. And, of course, Hallis, that, no need to explain. Everybody knows that. So we started the podcast about 5 years ago. And, we started in the John Fox era. So all we knew was pain and heartbreak. And then after we continued and we said, you know what, man? There are so many other sports that people we know who know more about those sports than us, but our Chicago fans and other and fans of music and media can talk about it. We said we need to bring this under one roof. There are not many black organizations that do that. There are plenty of them out there. There are a good number out there who are great at it, but it feels like it just needs to. It wouldn't hurt to add another seat at the table. So then we started the Barber's Chair, and our idea was when we look at something like a Barstool. When I think of that, I think of, okay, this is a young urban, but it's typically that's typically for white men, typically for white guys. And that's their thing. And some of them, they are hilarious. But I felt, you know what, man, let's bring something for black folks that they can relate, that we can relate to.
Yeah.
And so we said, you know what, we started with our homie Pierce, who's been in media, and we said, you know what, let's start. Shout out to him too. Let's start up our own company, and let's bring in other people who want to talk about these things, who are fans of other sports, who are fans of things in life, of culture, politics. music, movies, and so we all decided to do that, and then we've been going for about, I want to say, 2 years now with the Barbershare Network, and 79th and Hollis for 5 years. 79th and Hollis is the flagship, and we've just been rocking since that. So we're just three dudes from the South Side of Chicago who just wanted to have a voice for us as fans to vent and to talk about the teams we love and the terrible things that make us go through, and also the great joys that make us go through. So it's been a great ride so far, man. I would have never thought I've gotten this far, but it's definitely helped. It's definitely really majority for people like you all who reached out to those who, of course, you all been grinding for forever, and you all are well known on the scene. And I think that's what needs to happen. Black folks look out for each other. You all helped us in every single step of the way, and have always been able to give us advice and give us opportunities. And so one day, hopefully, if we get in a bigger position, we can do the same and pass down what you all have given to us and what we can give to other people. And I think that's just the best way to do it.
Oh, it's the only way.
100%, Joe, man. You know we can relate to the grind. And I just personally feel that when you put in the kind of work that you and your brother and everybody involved with the Barbershare Network puts in, and only good things can happen. You know what I mean? It's all about keeping your name hot, man. And we definitely, try to share the platform that we've been able to build, with other people on the grind. So, man, I'm looking forward to Sunday. I'm looking forward to you taking over our Bears coverage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to you going ahead and giving the industry a piece of your mind, because, I feel like it's needed. I feel like they need to hear the truth.
Yeah.
They need to feel that frustration, the joy, whatever the emotions are. I'm sure that you're going to do an awesome job capturing it, bro. So I'm looking forward to Sunday. Man, so to wrap this up, what is your Sunday prediction, man? Are the Bears walking away with a W?
You know what? The Bears fan in me, man, it's rare that I say we don't win. So I'm going to say we're going to get out of here with a dub. And I think actually, I think we'll have a faster start to this one. I think it won't be, as you were saying, Gene, this may be a reason we may need one preseason game at least to get the cobwebs out. So I think the Bears will come out with a win. Something stupid's going to happen. We may go up 20 and then win 20-17.
Right.
So I predict the Bears win, but I wouldn't be shocked if something weird or something stupid happens.
Go ahead and drop your socials. Let the people know where to find you, bro.
Oh, yeah. You can follow me at Flows Andolini on Twitter. You can follow the 79th and Hollis page at 79th and Hollis. And you can follow Barber's Chair Net at Barber's Chair Net, all on Twitter. And we're the same ads on Instagram as well.
Y'all heard the man. Go ahead and hit that follow button on his pages. He's going to be taking over the It's the Bigs Twitter page on Sunday for the Bears live game tweets. Until then, bro, man, you have a blessed weekend. We'll see you Sunday morning, bro.
Much love to you, brother.
All right, y'all. Y'all stay up.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back on the soil with the Bigs.
WIFTBPM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I'm running for U.S. Senate for the state of Illinois. I will never give up on inclusion and equality, prison reform, reduced property taxes, and economic opportunity for all. I want to get to know your neighborhood and the problem that you face every day. And I want to serve every man, woman, and child in the state of Illinois. A vote for me is a vote for you.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
When you need vibrant, colorful gear that offers high-performance material that keeps you cool, call Agent Huff Custom Gear. Let us take your expressions and create something new for your everyday wear, your bedroom, or bath. For all your needs, we offer custom sublimation, silkscreen, vinyl, and embroidery. You can reach us on all things social at Superhero Huff. www.superherohuff.com or 630-476-9191.
What's up, good people? This is Herb Howard, one half of I Said What I Said. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. right here on What's In It for the Black People Media. It is intellectual thuggery at its finest. The Blackest Conversation, Herb Howard, Tucson Warner, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on What's In It for the Black People Media, 1 to 3 p.m.
The neighbor who was directly behind us had a real problem coming outside seeing my white mother and my black father.
We got us the gun line.
This dude built an 8-foot fence, more like 10 foot.
They put up the Huck Finn joint.
Exactly. That shit looked like a castle. You know, my dad, he's a big guy, football player guy, my dad guy who walks over there.
Old school
and then
black.
he's like, yo, I don't appreciate these apples in my yard. He's like, motherfucker, we don't even have an apple tree. These are your apples.
Do you like apples?
Your kids are throwing apples over here. Okay, there's that little space, but there's still a fence, so they're right there looking at each other.
Tell them about the gun line, boss.
And I said something like, yeah, Dad. And that dude said, shut up, you little monkey. Leroy stuck his hand over the fence.
You're gonna die, clown!
Grabbed dude by the neck.
Run.
And proceeded to pull him halfway over this fence. Like,
Finish him.
Mrs. Wheeler comes running out. Oh, Leroy, don't do that. It's not worth it. Blah, blah, blah. My dad was getting ready to kill this dude. And within 6 months, that guy moved away.
Don't cross the gun line, boss.
Right, the gun line, boss.
Chicago Famous, 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Dame Lillard, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
They calling us the Bigs, it's the Bigs, it's the Bigs, but not because our size. It's the Bigs, it's the Bigs. They calling us the Bigs, it's the Bigs, it's the Bigs.
You're back on the soil with the Bigs. I'm your man T. Coming to you live from the West End for the Black People Media Studios. Gino, man, I'm scoreboard watching. Trying to see if the White Sox are gonna go ahead and clinch a division championship today.
What's it looking like on the South Side soil, man?
Right as I came back in, the Twins scored another run. They're up 2-1 in the top of the 6th inning.
The Twins ain't really trying to come to the North Side with back-to-back. No, they won last night, right?
Yeah, they won last night 5-1.
So they trying to come to the North Side soil with back-to-back W's, huh?
They trying to break even with the White Sox in this 4-game set.
Don't worry, man. If the Sox don't pull it out and don't pop champagne tonight, they're going to be popping champagne this weekend because we're going to look out for our Southside brethren, and we're going to take care of them people, man.
Absolutely. I know the Cubs are going to handle business, man, but I would love for the White Sox to get that W, and they pop the bottles. Did you see Rick Renteria said that we can't pop bottles on the field, so we're going to be popping bottles in our minds and hearts.
I told you, they pandemic, COVID, they got the whole demonstration shut down this year. And you can't pop bottles socially distant.
All I want to say is Eloy Jimenez is on this team. When this team starts, exactly, he gonna make it happen somehow.
He a wild boy, man.
He a wild boy. He's one of those guys I'm sure is gonna make sure he gets all his celebrating in as the White Sox start clinching some of these division championships, maybe an AL American League championship. I can see it. Then a World Series championship, Gino.
Hey, man, come on, Eloy. All I want you to do is get better in left field, man. I saw a play the other night where the angle he took on the ball was terrible. He missed it. The ball hit under the little whatever they call it. He had a little padding out there, and he raised his hands up, and it's like, bro, the ball ain't even stuck. Like, cause after he reached up for the ground rule double sign, and Byron Buxton kept on going and scored, they showed him just pick the ball right up and throw it in. And it's like, well, actually the ball was never stuck under the padding from the beginning. So I think that was a learner. Hopefully you talking
about yesterday or
the night before?
The inside the park home run?
Inside the park. And it was like, that was smart to get the ground rule double.
I think he threw his hands up, and it doesn't matter, but because he thought Luis Robert was hurt.
Oh, wow.
Because he ran into the wall and the ball bounced off. But Braxton is fast enough.
No, this was the ball that was hit to Eloy.
But on his inside the park home run?
Yeah. He hit the ball. He hit it to Eloy. He misplayed it, took a terrible angle to it.
Yeah, that was another
hit off his glove. Mm-hmm. It got stuck. He raised his hand for ground rule double. Byron Buxton kept going because when was the last time you saw a ground rule double called at guaranteed rate because the ball was stuck under the pad?
Never.
Thank you.
Never, ever have I seen that. I feel like that he got that move from being at Wrigley them few games.
100%, man. So
it's like, hold on, do I got to throw my hands up because I can't see the ball or I'm about to not get this one?
Luckily, the umpires looked out for him, called Byron Buxton back to second base.
That's championship luck. That's a good sign.
It is. And hopefully that's just a learning moment for Eloy. It's
it
never
is.
Give up, man. Continue to play ball. And like you said, man, I'm just looking forward to the guys being able to pop some bottles and show the South Side some love.
I read an article late last night from my guy Gordon Whitmire, bro.
Gordo.
Yes, sir. G-Dub. And of course, as he always does, threw an interesting idea out. He said that if the White Sox and the Cubs make the World Series, then MLB needs to change their bubble plans and move the World Series to Chicago.
100%. There's no other way. The MLB would lose. You know, I already think Buddy is an idiot anyway. And I'm not going to even mention his name because
you would be right.
That would be giving him props. But that would be a total L if that scenario played out that way and they weren't able to bring that series home. But look, the fans already can't attend the games. So at least give them something to be happy about. And MLB itself, it would show progression, and it would show maybe this guy does have a bit of sense.
Absolutely. Like you said, I feel like it makes all the sense in the world for in that situation for, Major League Baseball to take advantage of the market, man. You got 2 Chicago teams in the World Series. Even right now, I feel like they got to start positioning themselves for a White Sox-Cubs World Series. I feel like that's the series that the league should want to see this year in a COVID year.
I got another idea, too, speaking on that. So I think let's just say the Cubs and White Sox do have the Subway, the L World Series this year. How about next year, the Cubs and the Sox are in the same division?
Come on. Now you're talking. Now you're talking about, what, 3 series a year? 12 games a year?
19.
19 games a year. Come on. The city won't be able to handle that. I honestly thought that we were going to get something like that this year with the modified schedules and everything. We got more Cubs, White Sox than we usually do. But, this one that's coming up is probably not going to matter much,
Hopefully, like we said last night on Diamond Talk Live, hopefully that last series of the year is just a tune-up to fine-tune some things for the playoff
Exactly, to
run.
knock some cobwebs off before it gets serious in the offs.
Yeah.
But, man, do you feel like the Cubs are getting hot at the right time? Like they fresh off of 2 straight walk-off W's, El Mago got it done last night. How are you feeling about these guys going into the offs as we get closer?
I think they're picking it up now. Like I told you,
Perfect
again,
timing,
it sounds
man.
like I sound like a broken record, but it's because I've been there for 6 years. And I've been there from the beginning with Chris Bryant, all of those guys, Schwarber.
Ooh, Chris Bryant.
We'll get to him later.
we got to get to him.
But, again, 4 in a row, picking up the pieces, beginning to play clean baseball.
That
again,
bullpen is looking
surviving the bullpen.
Yes.
Those guys, they're looking good. Everybody's going to have a prominent role going forward. I think now is the time where Rossi can kind of find out who's going to be who he can put in high leverage situations. Sometimes I know there's still talk about Craig Kimbrell and Jeremy Jeffers, who's going to be the closer, but it's cool when you have both of those guys who are capable of closing down the 9th inning or being a setup man. So I definitely think, they're on the roll right now. Like I said, 4 wins, capped off last night by El Mago Javier Baez with the game-winning walk-off single in the bottom of 10. But it was something interesting. We know about Javi's struggles this season, and he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys who's talked about the fact that he draws a lot of his inspiration and his energy from the crowd, and not having the crowd there has hugely affected him. But at the same time, he still has to be a professional and get the job done. So I asked him the other night, has he been able to kind of find the juice or the energy within himself or somewhere besides the fans to kind of get himself going? And like I told you last night, my favorite part about Javi, he's a spectacular player, a cool guy, electric and all of that, but I love his honesty. He comes from Puerto Rico, spent a couple years in Miami, so he's still kind of filling himself out, still trying to become the man that he's going to be. But I love his honesty, man. So when I asked him about the energy, his quote was, "To be honest, not really." He said, "But my attitude doesn't change. Just because I'm struggling doesn't mean I'm going to come dragging my feet or anything to the clubhouse. I'm the same guy every day. I'm a happy guy. I'm around everybody, and no matter what happens in the game, when I get in the shower, I'm just another normal person.
That's how it sounds when you're trying to get, when you have the mindset to get right. You feel me? When you got to get your soul right out there. I don't feel like anybody is super worried about Javi. They're just wondering when he's going to show up. You know what I mean? And I totally feel like as that team, gets ready for the playoffs, then you can count on guys like Javier Baez being ready. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? You look at a guy like Javier Baez and what he brings to the team. Just a hit that he got to win the game last night is the type of stuff that will keep him going all the way through the rest of the year,
No, I agree with you 100%. Like I told you last night, I'm never worried about those guys because they're professionals. They do put the work in, and sometimes that's the way the ball bounces. This is why baseball is the most beautiful game out of all of them, because we always talk about, you could be at the dish and you could hit the ball on the barrel, feel like you got it all and hit it right at somebody, and you could end the night 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts or whatever the case. But sometimes, you can come in feeling like you ain't got it tonight and not get the barrel on the ball, hit it off your hands, or, get a blooper, and you can end the night 3 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. So I just think the mental part of the game is I can't even talk about it. The obviously the physical aspect is that, but the mental part of, having a bad game, but my favorite saying, coming back in less than 24 to do it again, to have the mental capacity to struggle like a guy like Chris Bryant, who has been at the top of the chain for most of his career.
And see, now that's what I wanted to ask you though. The way you described Javier dealing with his struggles, do you feel like that when it comes to Chris Bryant?
Well, when you hear Chris Bryant in the post-game presser, he sounds like a guy who isn't worried, and I like that versus a guy like John Lester. And we'll get to John Lester in a second.
The great John Lester.
But a guy like Chris Bryant being vulnerable and just saying like, man, I'm struggling. I know I'm struggling. It's obvious I'm struggling. Y'all watch the same game that I play in. I know I'm struggling, but I also know that I was Rookie of the Year, MVP, World Series champion. I know that I'm prepared.
At this point, that was years ago.
It was years ago, but I always tell you that's something that you can fall back on when you are struggling. When you just think about a guy who hasn't had those accolades and might not know how to come back when they're struggling, and it's just a total dip and downfall from there. And next thing you know, you in AAA, and the next year you looking for a gig.
You know who I'm starting to think of when I think of Chris Bryant? And I want to know how Cubs fans think of this. I'm thinking of Kerry Wood. I'm thinking of Mark Pryor. You know what I mean? Guys that you, like you said, know that they had that work. You know what I mean? You know that Kerry Wood was one of the best pitchers in the game. Same thing for Mark Pryor. You look at Chris Bryant, he's had the MVP. He brought a World Series to Chicago. But it has been really bad since then. Like, he hasn't put up those numbers since then. He was an all-star last year. But anybody who's been watching him, I think could tell you that he doesn't look like the Chris Bryant that won the MVP, that season.
Yeah, but that's also because, he's been dealing with nagging injuries over the last 3 years. And when you're a guy that plays every day, Chris Bryant is a guy that you could count on to be out there every day. And he even tried to do it. It's like David Ross talked about it. It's like it's great that, nobody's healthy at this time of the season, 100% healthy. But it's great when guys are dealing with nagging injuries and try to put them aside because they want to be there for their guys. But it's also a negative when it's affecting the team, when it's adversely affecting the team. So, Chris Bryant, David Ross was like, man, I had to tell him, you know what, it's cool. We know what type of guy you are. We know your character. We know that you're a guy we can count on. But just take a few days off, put you on the IL, give you some time off, get yourself as healthy as you can, and come back to the KB we know. So it's been interesting to see Chris Bryant struggle this year, but when you hear him in the press conference, I've got the utmost confidence in him. He has the utmost confidence in himself, and the biggest thing is the guys in the clubhouse have the utmost confidence in him. So we're going to need him, though. I tell you that much. We're going to need Chris Bryant. And he ain't the only one. Anthony Rizzo has struggled. Javi struggled. Kyle Schwarber struggled. Jason Hayward and Wilson Contreras are really the only guys, the everyday players in the lineup who have had good seasons. And Ian Happ has had a very good season.
He has. The man has definitely had a great season. He scored the winning run last night, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But when you talk about KB hitting second, Riz hitting third, Javi hitting fourth, Schwarber hitting fifth. The core of the lineup, the stars of the team, have all struggled this year, and these guys are still 5 games ahead in the NL Central. So that says a lot. And like I said, leading in, segueing into the John Lester conversation, these guys know this is it for the core. This is their final run, man.
If you didn't believe that before last night and you heard John Lester's comments after the game, you totally feel like that now. You know what I mean? John Lester got emotional, last night talking about what probably is going to be his last regular season start at Wrigley. In my opinion, unquestionably one of the best free agent signings in Chicago sports history. Before he came here, I was riding the bus of the Cubs are never going to win one in my lifetime. But John Lester, man, came and changed, along with Joe Madden, along with some of those young guys who came up and played well. But that the vet, John Lester, was the anchor that really got them over the hump, I feel like, man. It really sent me on a trip down memory lane last night listening to John Lester. I'm thinking about us in the clubhouse with John Lester with a Budweiser and some American flag shorts after a game.
Some cowboy boots.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking about those road trips to L.A., to Cleveland, to see the man put in work. Man, I've thoroughly enjoyed watching John Lester in the Cubs uniform. I say that without hesitation.
No, I agree 100% with you, man. I think John Lester is no doubt we call him the vet, but he's definitely the leader of this squad. When you hear the guys talk about him last night, we asked all of the guys who came to the post-game presser about John Lester, and they were kind of emotional as well because, like John said last night, he said there were a lot of things going on inside his head last night, being that this could possibly be his last time pitching at Wrigley Field in Cubby Blue. And, it was interesting that something else he said about not being able to leave Fenway the way he wanted. And he said he's got that same kind of feeling here at Wrigley with no fans being in attendance and with this possibly being his last time out there.
That's tough.
He didn't get a chance to tell the fans thank you and salute them. So that was interesting to say because he got pulled in the fifth after 5 innings last night. He only had 62 pitches, so we were wondering if there was an injury or what the case was. But Rossi just said basically, with the lineup coming around for a third
he's looking
time.
out for his guy.
Yeah, he said there were a lot of hard hit balls. A lot of them were hit right at people last night, so they were outs. But he said he saw enough, and it was just interesting that John Lester, again, being vulnerable. You used to seeing this, this. If you don't get a chance to talk to him and get to kind of know him a little bit, you would think he's this, I wouldn't call him stuck up, but just he has this stern look that, every 5 days he gets the ball. It's straight business.
Yes.
No fun and games, but that's totally not true. John Lester's a cool guy, definitely a guy who will give you his all in the clubhouse if you want to talk to him, you got any questions for him. So I agree with you, man. John Lester is definitely the heart and soul of the team. And like he said, with the future being unknown and a lot of unknowns going forward, man, I think that these guys are really, really going to get together because Javi even said it. He said Riz called a kind of a meeting between most of the guys who were struggling.
Meeting alert.
Just really for the guys who are struggling.
Okay, that's interesting.
And I'm pretty sure he was just saying, like, look, man, we got to get it together because this could be Johnny's, whoever. It could be Rizzo's last time, whoever. Some of that core.
That's the type of stuff that makes me believe in the Cubs. You know what I mean? They keep it real with self first.
And that's
you know what I mean? And man, if anybody thinks that Cubs team ain't dangerous come playoff time, it's sorely mistaken. Quick update. It's a tie game on the south side. Encarnacion dropped the bomb in left field. It's 2-2 on the south side. The guys are trying to clinch a division title.
Hey, man, we looking for the guys to pop them socially distant bottles this afternoon, man.
I'm going to pop some real ones for the guys if they get it done. When they get it done today, you're on the soil with the bigs. Let's pay some bills real quick. We'll be right back.
WIFTBPM.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, or you can find them online at solobeauty.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. and I'm running for U.S. Senate for the state of Illinois. I will never give up on inclusion and equality, prison reform, reduced property taxes, and economic opportunity for all. I want to get to know your neighborhood and the problem that you face every day. And I want to serve every man, woman, and child in the state of Illinois. A vote for me is a vote for you.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
What's up, good people? Make sure you ascend into Muwakil's world every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. with Salim Muwakil, a.k.a. the Black Forrest Gump, right here on What's in It for the Black.
I mean, because I want people to understand exactly what we're doing here, because we're going to give you a little bit of everything here. So when you tune into us Monday through Friday at 3 o'clock, we are going to talk about that you all are hearing about around the world in Chicago, whether it's Cardi B situation or it's the COVID, Lori Lightfoot or Inglewood or whatever it is
Whatever's going on in Chicago.
We're going to talk about it like we talk about it. So you know that's already going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Chicago Famous, 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Dame Lillard, I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
Speakers, you'll hear us before you see us with beats that beat the streets up. Yeah. So try and keep up and keep it low key, cuz police try and treat us and keep us on a leash, cuz that's how they see us, thinking we nuts. Cuz we'll die for the ground beneath us, because this land made us. This land made of players that stay on paper. That's how we came up amongst the mayhem to the day when we display what we made of. The game could never change us. The West Side teaches on these streets where you find that D before G. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it. You just got up in a block. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it. I'm posted. Let me know what y'all on, cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it. Yes sir. Hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Smell the grind in the air. Take a whiff. Only the nose knows the aroma. Compose the money rolls that fold up, holding cold cups.
You are back on the soil, rocking with the Bigs. You know what it is, man. I need no introduction. I'm in the building with my player partner, the other half of the illest sports media outlet in all of the soil.
What up,
T-Tom,
family?
what up, Joe?
It's all good, family. Coming to you live from the West Center for Black People Media Studios.
Y'all
Gino,
heard that ML in the background,
come on,
though.
it's sounding so good, don't you agree?
Shout out to Esco, lacing the brothers with the ill backdrop, man. ML is always in the building, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gino, man, Goofy Mug of the Day. I feel like it's the perfect time for it. I know you got some stuff on your mind. Let the people know.
Hey, before we get to that, man, we want to shout out everybody that's sending those stars to the brothers.
Them people.
Shout out to Mom Dukes. I saw she sent a couple 100 stars
As
earlier in the day.
As always. Thank you, Moms.
I see Marvin Bell. Shout out to Marvin with 50 stars. DS, one of our favorite family members, she sent us 50 stars.
Thank you.
Continue to support the brothers, man. If you can, hit that star button at the bottom. Send us a few stars. If you can't send us bread, that's cool, man. You know, we got rules when you're over here on the soil with the Bigs, man. Just continue to smash that like button, smash that comment button, smash that share button. Continue to be involved in the conversation. Spread the word to all sports fans. I mean, we're all about the culture in general, so sometimes we're going to tackle things outside of sports. But for the most part, man, it's all about the culture, man.
Period. It's for the culture only. You know what I mean? That's why we here. It's why we do it.
Hey, before we get to the goofy mark of the day.
Okay.
I was amazed at the amount of traction that Cardi B getting divorced from Offset got.
You were surprised?
I wasn't surprised, but it really just shows me where we are as a people, man. It's like all this shit that, excuse my language, all this shit that's going on in the world, all the more important things that's going on with black people in our society and in this world, and all y'all can clog my timeline up with is Cardi B and Offset, like they the first celebrity couple to not last. I guess her WAP wasn't enough, huh? WAP, whatever. I still ain't heard the song. I still ain't seen the video.
You ain't seen the video?
I don't care.
How about this? I've seen the video, but I haven't heard the song.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
You feel me? Nah, I'm not. I 100% get what you're saying, man. Cardi B and Offset, I know, had the social media crowd going crazy. People was probably throwing away they fucking Migos mixtapes and albums and shit. Yeah, but you know what this is, man. Cardi B and Offset, they were like Hov and Beyonce Jr., you know? So it's totally a lot of broken hearts out there right now, unfortunately, you know?
And the fact that Joe Biden thought that talking to Cardi B was going to gain him some points.
Did he, like, who thought that? Who thought talking to Cardi B was going to get this some points? Like, who on Joe Biden's team was like, we need to talk to Cardi B? Somebody get Cardi B on the phone.
Hey, man, I'm disgusted. And again, I'm going to leave this here, but I'm not voting for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That don't mean
if you know anything about Gene, you know that's not going down, okay?
And you know my favorite other one, RBG over BLM any day, anytime, period.
I think we got to have like a separate podcast or episode regarding that statement, RBG over Black Lives Matter, where we go in depth about that. But
Goofy Mark of the day, man.
Oh, we can go hard on that. If y'all, let's do Goofy Mug of the day, though. I'm sure the people are going to agree with this one.
It's my pleasure to bring you guys today the Bigs on the Soil Goofy Mark of the Day award. We're going to give it to two guys because they need to share it.
They got to share this load.
One guy's going to get the bulk of it. He's going to get 66.666.
Rightfully so.
And the other guy's going to get 33.333.
Rightfully so. I feel that.
The first half of the Goofy Mark of the Day goes to Pandemic P, a.k.a. PG-13.
Pandemic P. Don't call him Playoff P. We don't want to hear that.
Pandemic P, bro. Shout out to Salam Thompson, my boy Big Dave, Mount Carmel. We are MC, the men of 6410. I got that from him last night. I think that's the perfect description for Paul George.
You know what I didn't like about, first of all, the loss was tough. The Nuggets, made easy work of the Clippers in that game.
Dub them people, man. You called it, though. Let me give you props. You called it.
I called it. I called it because I was taking some on the chin, but I still take that credit. I did call it. But, man, what in the hell was he talking about in the post-game press conferences, saying stuff like, well, I never really thought it was a championship or bust season.
He's lame. That's why.
How do you think it's not a championship bust season when everybody and their moms is saying it's either you or the Lakers going to the finals?
Pandemic P, bro. Then he said, his whole excuse about, well, I don't think we were together long enough. That really blew my mind, man. It's like, boy, you gonna find...
what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean you weren't together long enough, fam? Kawhi was on the Raptors for how long? And they won it all last season? So what is he talking about, G?
Any excuse, man. This just goes to show me any real player would have been like, man, you know what? I suck. His numbers spoke
and
for
Lou Williams came out and was sounding like that.
I saw it, but that shows who Lou Will really is, and showed that Lou Will knew it was championship or bust.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that should have been Paul George sounding like him. I was completely disappointed. It makes me not believe in him next season.
Paul George's butt cheeks, man. Like my boy Dame said, you've been ducking the smoke since Indiana. Don't forget, T, when we went out to cover the Bulls in Indiana, when PG was out there going to town on the terrible Bulls, and we thought that he showed promise. But then when he started ducking the smoke, he thought going to Oklahoma City to play with another guy who I think is out of control.
And then
and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook probably is the worst teammate. Nobody wants to play with him.
Yeah, some unknown NBA executive said he
doesn't think Russell Westbrook compliments anybody, and you can't argue with that. But man, who the hell does Paul George compliment? If he's going to say that, this is the first time that I wasn't the underdog, so it was an adjustment.
Paul George, man, look here.
That low key brings us to the second part of the Goofy Mug of the Day.
Pandemic P gets 66.666% of Goofy Mug of the Day. The other 33.333% of the Goofy Mark of the Day goes to the Paw. Not the Paw. The Paw, not the Claw.
We can't even call him the Claw anymore.
We got Pandemic P and the Paw, Kawhi Leonard. So I just want to say to everybody out there who was calling this guy, who was comparing this guy to Big Mike.
Ridiculous.
Y'all know
ridiculous.
If you follow me on Twitter or Facebook,
I'm gonna throw something else at you. Oh, go ahead.
Stop the shenanigans,
please.
Man.
That's why I say I know that was coming.
Emoji stop sign. The shenanigans.
What about Kawhi as good as LeBron?
Stop the shenanigans, man. Who?
And I'm a Kawhi Leonard fan. I mess with Kawhi Leonard. But what was he thinking saying, I want to play with Paul George? I think that he's the guy to get us over the hump.
That's the main reason. Outside of his 6 for 22 performance in Game 7, that's most of the reason why he gets his 33% of the goofy mark of the day award. What in the hell made you think Paul George was going to be the deciding factor and you got – and let's not even forget, the Clippers still ain't never made the Western Conference Finals, G. Now –
they still got a monkey on their back.
I think that still leaves a little bit of a percentage to finish the goofy mark of the day award.
Who we giving it to?
Because gotta give it to Doc, man.
See, I was going at Pat Bev.
Oh, Pat,
Pat Bev needs a little bit of
Pat
that.
can just take half of both of Kawhi and PG's, and then he can take a piece of Doc's.
If it was anybody acting like a nigga that never had it, it was Pat Bev.
Well, Pat is from the soil. Pat ain't never had nothing in his life. Pat done seen it all. One of his homies got murdered a few weeks ago, so we gonna let Pat live. But I just want to give my boy Dame and CJ credit. You see how they came at them guys on social.
I heard them from outside the club I heard them.
Dame said,
"Hey, they could have got a piece of the goofy mug of the day too."
Hey, Dame said, "Hey, Paul George, Kawhi, and Pat,
you got room?
I got room in Cancun. I ain't made my reservations yet. Y'all
can I come along? Can I come kick it with y'all?"
Yeah, man. I'm. It was.
Nah, man, they did the dummy out there. I honestly don't have any reason to watch the Western Conference Finals anymore because I feel like the Lakers are going to run through the Nuggets. The Lakers are not going to, lay down and die like the Clippers did. I was hoping for that heavyweight bout, Kawhi versus LeBron, AD, playoff Rondo versus Pat Bev. Man, they just deprived us of something real. I feel like what was the year that LeBron and the Cavaliers lost to Dwight and them, and we couldn't get the Bean versus LeBron finals?
Man, I don't know.
I feel like that's what we are missing out on right now. And just get me to the finals, man. I don't care who the Lakers play, whether it's the Heat or the Celtics. Just get me to the finals. We'll talk then.
Yeah, I really don't care about the NBA anymore, regardless. But also, before we get out of here, man, shout out to the Big Ten for folding because we knew it was inevitable. It's all
folded
about
like a chair.
Hey, it's all about lacing their pockets, man. They couldn't miss out on that paper.
The Trump came at him like that.
It's all about the paper, man. With that being said,
I love the dope.
Hey, it's the Bigs. You are officially on the soil. We appreciate everybody out there that's continuing to rock with the brothers. Shout out to the What's In It for the Black People Media. We got the one and only Mike Love and Diz coming up next.
Yes, sir.
Chicago Famous in the building, 3 to 6 p.m. Stay logged on. Continue to rock with the brothers. And just know that the What's In It for the Black People Media family is taking over.
It's us, man. That's on the soil.
We out.